in this video, I have a saying about giving a rat's ass that's kind of funny. That how can you give a rat's ass? The ass of the rat isn't yours to give, so let the rat keep his ass. Or you can pick up a rat and hand him to somebody else's ass first, and yes, you're giving a rat's ass. And if the other person wants to accept the rat ass first, to give a rat's ass, you're sort of offering up the rat's ass, and it's up to the other person if he wants to accept. So I'll have another saying too, that in some certain things, that if a rat's ass should really be offered or even given about a particular subject. So that's what I say about tolerance to a certain thing. You can say sometimes you give a shit. There's some and I also have a thing where I say there's certain aspects of giving a shit or giving a fuck. It's not that I don't give a shit or give a fuck. It's there's some aspects of giving a shit or giving a fuck that I don't give a shit or a fuck about. And at any given time, when and where should a rat's ass be given, or a fuck be given, or a shit be given, or even offered? You know what I mean? Alright, what's up, yins guys? Time for another video. And this video is gonna be more like, if you're one of them people who saw the YouTuber Awake with JP, and I want to center this around as an example, if you will, about some of the shit that I would do videos like him and go maybe not quite a different way. There's stuff that he's missing on it. This is not all about him, but it's an example of what an approach I would make if I had more people helping me out in the means or whatever to create very meticulous videos. And it's something that I would request him to make more of and parody this shit, okay? Because this is the shit more like about why or what would actually happen maybe in your house if you let the whatever the fuck you call it, the Gen Z, the diehard ultra mega psycho sociopath leftists or white leftists totally take control of not just politics, of literally your house, and how these people, I call them equality extremists, because they indicate that my thing is it's centered on my philosophy, along with not just philosophy I got off other YouTubers. I'm saying this in reference to a cousin that I actually had too, which my brother, who heard a rumor that why you don't see him around anymore, that he OD'd and died or whatever though too, which I don't care, and there's reasons why I don't care. Okay, this is the kind of ultra socio-psychopathic leftist culture that's run by a bunch of kids in academia that want to legalize all drugs. And I want to talk about how that they would, if they took over everything, how would even though they don't have control of everything now, that they consider you selfish and a total complete scumbag. They consider you selfish and hateful if you don't subscribe to their shit. Like one of the examples would be why they want to legalize all drugs. And I would, if you will, do an Awaken with JP type parodies about this shit, centered about how you're considered a selfish and a complete asshole and a complete monster. Say if you want to physically and psychologically and financially empower yourself, how you're considered selfish, that you would be, if in their world, in their ultra-liberal world, which they want to take over politics completely and use academia to do it and use anyway, you'd be considered a monster. For example, I would parody somebody that was maybe like my cousin that fucked his life completely up. Okay, that, you know, how even some of the better part of the right wing, that's not maybe the right wing that says 3 strikes and you're out. There's a part of the right wing that would give somebody a second chance, that everybody believes a second chance. And maybe the decent part of the left thinks everybody needs a second chance. I make argument that there's a better left that's actually sick and tired of the left getting too liberal.
had some of my commenters in the past indicate this, and even in the actual world. Okay, anyway, like, it would be like a cousin of mine and like some of your relatives, for example, and you would get a bunch of people to parody this, all right? That instead of them deserving a second chance, and anybody you know that ever helped somebody turn their life around, God bless you if it did work, or if you were an ex-addict and turned your life around, God bless you, no offense. But there's these ones out there that the die-hard left believes the total opposite. They want legalization of all drugs, and they want people to do all drugs, and they say that you want to, say that somebody should get off drugs or get rehabbed or whatever, you're like a monster. And matter of fact, instead of giving somebody a second chance, like a relative, like somebody do, and have them take them in your house and give them a chance, they don't like that. They think you're a monster if, for example, that you don't just let them move in and let some alcoholic or addict just move right in, right, and just take over. And for example, it'd be like parodies where, say, you wondering where the heck they are, right, and it's like 3, 4 in the morning, and you got the doors locked, and you're in the middle of the night. See, they'd either be crawling through your window, or banging on the door, or having to break in. You'd be parodying them. If I want to do Waking with JP and parody myself and get maybe a different hair and do like he does, being myself, and then putting some wig on or something, I'd be like, that relative be, it's 4 in the morning, you're sleeping or whatever, and they're either pounding on the door or in your house, and then you eventually had them stay because they were, changing their life or whatever. You're giving them a chance. No, you'd be wondering where the fuck they are, and they're coming. It's 4 in the morning, and you'd have them write a person in your parody, whether you're doing it yourself, saying, "Oh, why do you have the doors locked?" And all drunk or high or whatever, and you're wondering where the hell they are, and how dare you ask where the hell they are, and they're more like, how dare you have the doors locked, shit like that. And there's so much in this that it's hard to talk about, because it would be like, which thing do I want to emphasize and talk about without making the video long as hell? But it would be like these really sociopathic Gen Z kids in academia that they literally think, oh, you have of money and nice things and don't do any drugs, and you won't take these people anybody in your house like that and just let them take over. You're a monster. And matter of fact, you're a selfish asshole because you want to have nice things, and you're financially and psychologically empowering yourself, and physically too, or whatever the hell. That is like so terrible. You're selfish. You're just hoarding everything, and you don't care about their life at all. All you care about is yourself. Oh, and by the way, also, if you would put in the parody, maybe they're just walking away with your shit, or it comes up missing, and they're selling it to their buddies that they're buying drugs for, you know what I mean? And you're considered selfish. Oh my God. You should be just giving that shit away to them. Letting them just be drunk and sleep it off in your house, have your doors open at 4 in the morning. You don't have to ask them where they are. And it would be like, oh, I'm clean. I'm getting myself cleaned up, right? I'm not doing any more drugs or drink anymore, right? Just ask my buddy over there. Oh, what's he doing with my stuff in his car? And did you put it there, or did he take it? Oh, quit being so selfish. Don't call the cops or anything. I shouldn't have to. Oh, they shouldn't have to steal the shit for you from. Excuse me. They shouldn't have to steal the shit from you, right? You should be giving it to them. You're being selfish. Oh, don't call the cops, because, a matter of fact, we want to do away with the cops, but have their drug dealer and his buddies and people run everything, and be the police, and be able to just walk right in your house and walk up to you and stop you on the street, or whatever and take whatever we want from you, or stop you on the street and give you hell for something. It's just only bad when the police do it, but then, and it, like I said before in videos, an indication that they can beat you up and commit brutality or whatever for whatever reason, but it's only wrong when the police do it. Oh, and if the police did do it to you for any reason, they don't care because you're not one. You know what I mean? So it would be like me taking a particular cousin that I don't want to go on too much about in the house, let him keep the doors open. Oh yeah, if I have money or credit cards, oh, he shouldn't have to steal it. I shouldn't have to hide it from him. I should just be giving it all up in a way. You know what I mean? Oh, and there'd be another thing too. Say whether I have a weight set or anything, or any exercise equipment that I am doing on, say, on my porch or anything. Oh, I shouldn't be doing that because it's challenging and confrontational and an offensive and disrespectful to their buddies over there that happen to be their drug dealers or whatever. Because a matter of fact, the same ones that want to do away with the police or whatever too, these people are also the designated tough guys, strongmen, or enforcers. And then if you find, whether it's a weight set or exercise equipment or any kind of empowering exercise that's on my porch, that's no good. That's offensive, challenging, and confrontational. I could get beat up for, and I should be told to stop it, or else, you know what I mean? There should be an innuendo of stop it. Give up your property, and you also got to, I'm required, or you're required to self-degrade and give that cousin or whatever everything, you know what I mean, and, or whatever the hell like that, you know what I mean, you should be able to just take your stuff and just sell it, let him sleep on your couch, or come in at, or crawl through your window at 3 or 4 in the morning. Now, you know what I mean? Not to rattle on, yammer on and on too much, make the video too long. There's, with the ultra leftist liberal that wants to legalize all drugs and do away with the police, there's no giving somebody a second chance or giving somebody a break like some of the right wing that's not real diehard right wing that don't even like me anyway believe. They don't indicate giving everybody a second chance, the real diehard left. They believe in, yeah, you should be doing drugs too. You should be, you shouldn't be empowered and having your own place and having nice things. You should bring some loser that doesn't want to change in your house, give them everything, and literally be roommates with a bunch of them, whether they're related to you or not, and getting together money to buy cigarettes, drugs, and booze. And you're selfish for getting your own place, or say you even get married and have a wife, whether you go to church or anything or not. That's all no good. See, everybody, the reason why they want legalize of all drugs, and big pharma, antidepressants, and all that stuff too, they want everybody to be same. It's easier to bring everybody down to the same rather than bring anybody up or empower anybody or lift anybody up that was in any kind of, say, addiction or going some wrong path. Nobody empowered, especially financially, and they consider it greed. And they're different. They have different standards and values about greed than the church does, the ultra-conservative church does, about greed. Which, you know, there's the hypocrisy in the church, which they'll throw in your face, right? Their standards of greed are totally different than the church that they hate has. Their standards of greed, unlike the church, that may have the pulpit preacher that'll tell you about greed, but makes all the money, makes the rules. That's different. Their standards of greed are, like I said, yeah, you give all your money to, like, them. They can take whatever you want. You shouldn't have to call the cops and take it or ask if anything's missing when they sell it for drugs. You should be giving them your all and taking their friends in your house and everything, and you shouldn't be worried about, if they don't change, they're going to be getting the attention of the police and have the police come in your house and maybe thinking that you're involved with their drugs or whatever, or maybe, just maybe, some of their buddies that they're in debt due to drugs coming to your house and coming after you. You're not supposed to worry about that because, or worried about the police. After all, they want to do away with the police or whatever. And quit being so selfish, because maybe they have some drug debts and maybe you might get shot in your own house. Oh, and don't have anything to protect yourself in your house, no right to bear arms, which means no right to kick these people out of your house. I mean, they want to be able to say, oh, if you kick me out of your house and demand that I leave your house, whether it's through the cops or push you out bodily, they want the right to say, get their drug dealer buddies or their Mr. King of the Shitheads, King of the Streets buddies come to your house and teach you a thing or two and beat you up and maybe come in your house and take something. You know what I mean? That's what it is. You know what I mean? There's no empowerment with these people. You know what I mean? I mean, I can argue that some of the left are better, and some of the left that are getting wise to it, I think are embarrassed to call leftist, and then they'll throw the, if you have any beliefs and question these people, oh, you're on the side of the right, you're right wing. And then you might tell them, well, some of the really diehard right don't really like me anyway, but some of the better right, I kind of support them a little bit for good reason. And I myself thinking that the better part of the right would be, like, say, your landlords and your neighbors that you should show consideration to. But the diehard left doesn't like that at all. They would think your neighbors, say you're playing loud, shitty music or rap music or drinking, the neighbors that don't like it for good reason, oh, they're the oppressors. Oh, how dare them tell you to not be drinking beer on your porch and drugs and being all loud with some kind of crazy music. Consideration to the neighbors. All your neighbors are oppressors, right? And your landlords are oppressors. And they believe that the government, in their world, there should be no landlords or anything. Government give you everything, and anybody else, oh, well, they're selfish, would just push. Literally, they think they want to have the whole world by the balls. They think they have the whole world by the balls, right? The better people of society just push them into destitution, so to speak. And then that kind of, if anything like that ever came true, pretty much, it would look like big patches of California and Los Angeles and some of these other cities and all over the world right now, which it's getting that way. Turn every single nice town that we live in into the shithole instead of picking other people up, like which I think should be done. No, they don't want that. They want to turn every nicer town into the same shithole. Make everybody equal. Everybody on drugs and submitted to a new enforcing class that's not the police, that's their drug dealer buddies and drug gang buddies, which, yeah, that would be the progressive utopia. That's your progressive utopia right there, then and there, you know what I mean?